Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm going to hop right in, starting with my eyebrows. I'm using the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim in the color 255 Soft Brown. I like to start off with lining my eyebrows. I don't like a super dark look. I'll be making soft strokes, but when I get to my arch, I'm going to press a little harder to give a defined look. Here I'm just going to brush them out. I want to make sure that I'm fading the color so there's not too dark in any areas. I like for the front of my eyebrows to appear lighter than the back, just so it's a more natural look. Now that I got them just about where I want them, I'm going to start concealing. I'm using the LA Pro Concealer in the color Cool Tan. Here I'm just taking my flat brush. I'm going to use the concealer that I just put on the back of my hand to slowly go around lining both eyebrows until I have the desired amount of coverage. Here's where I stop, and I remember a step I like to get out of the way in the beginning so it has time to set up my face. I take my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color orange, and I'm just going to put that all over the places where I have dark marks. Once I've gotten a good amount of coverage, I'm going to go ahead and start blending out the orange concealer with my dry beauty blender. Normally I'd use a wet beauty blender for, say, foundation or my Cool Tan concealer. You'll see me do it later in the video. But for this, I like to use a dry beauty blender. It may not look like the orange is doing much, but once I start putting my foundation on, it's going to give me that extra coverage that I need that I wouldn't get from, say, the concealer that's more my color. Here I'm going to go back to doing my eyebrows now. I like to pause in the middle and give the orange concealer some time to sit before I start doing my foundation. Once I'm done lining my eyebrows with the concealer, I'm going to jump right into putting the concealer on my eyelids. I like to do my eyeshadow before my foundation, so I'll be blending my concealer in between my eyelids and my eyebrows to give a lighter look, so when I do my eyeshadow, the color will pop. Once I'm done with my eyelids, I'm going to go back to my eyebrows and begin blending the concealer into my forehead away from my eyebrows, so when I start my foundation, the colors will blend smoothly. my concealer is blended to my liking, I'm going to go to my foundation. Most people are going to say, you didn't use a primer. I usually don't. This is my favorite foundation stick. It's by Makeup Revolution in the color F13. I just bought a new one. As you can see, I didn't use it up. So here we go. I'm going to put foundation all over my face. Make sure I get full coverage. A little goes a long way with this, so it may look like a lot, but I'm just putting dabs in all the blank spaces, and it blends so seamlessly. Honestly, okay, maybe that does look like a lot. Now I'm going to take my foundation brush and begin blending that all over. I used to use a beauty blender, but I started using my foundation brush and I got a lot smoother look than I did when I used a beauty blender. Both would get the job done, but I just feel like I get a much cleaner blend when I use the brush, and I can get into all those creases better than when I use a beauty blender. I know you guys saw me go over my eyelids with the foundation, so I'm just going to go back in with that concealer so that I can do my eyeshadow, and it will have still the lighter effect that I wanted when I first blended the concealer to my eyelids. This is just a second application. Here I am just taking my smaller flat brush and patting in the concealer. I'm not really doing a rubbing motion. I don't want it to take too much of the concealer and blend it in so it's not as light as I want it. So I'm just patting it in so when I put on my eyeshadow, it'll stick to the concealer. Now that I'm done using my concealer, I'm going to take my Airspun translucent powder and put it on top of my eyelids. After I'm done putting on my loose powder, I'm going to take a fluffy brush and knock any excess powder off. And then I'm going to grab my Fierce by Nature Morphe palette. And I'm going to begin with my base color. I'm going to also use my Neutral Territory, also by Morphe. As you can see, everything Morphe, even the mirror. And I'm going to begin using my base color. I'm going to use my Neutral Territory Morphe palette. And let's take this light brown color and use it as my base. And I'm just going to start blending that into my eyelid. Now I'm going to take my Morphe M332 crease brush, and I'm going to use this slightly darker brown, and I'm just going to blend that into my crease above the lighter brown shade that I just did. I was just really telling y'all to trust the process because it wasn't really looking like much. I'm going to go back into my Fierce by Nature palette, and I'm going to use this really pretty sparkly gold. And I'm going to start in my corner, but I'm not going to go all the way across my eyelid. So this part you can't really see what I'm doing because the mirror is covering my face. But if you pay attention to the hand motions I'm using, I'm dabbing the eyeshadow into my eyelid. It has a sticky consistency, so it almost has to absorb into the eyeshadow that you've already placed down. Here you're gonna see me get indecisive while I was looking at the eyeshadow palette, and I totally changed the look that I was doing. After I finish with my glitter eyeshadow, I'm going to take that pink eyeshadow and I'm going to blend it behind it. Once I start blending, I'm going to realize I'm going to need to cover the eyeshadow and just reapply it. So here you'll see me try to go around it, and that's when I'm like, girl, just cover it and redo it. Here I realized that because I'd put the eyeshadow down, the concealer that I had placed beforehand wasn't giving the lighter color that I want. So I'm going to go back in with the concealer, put it on top of the pink eyeshadow, and then reapply my pink eyeshadow to get a brighter pink for the glitter. Now I'm going to go back in with that gold just to go back over the pink that I just did. Here I lost a brush. I wouldn't be me if I didn't lose the brush at least once while I'm doing my makeup. Here I'm just replacing the gold glitter on top of the pink that I covered earlier. I don't like my eyeshadow so high, so here I'm saying it's gonna be gone because I gotta blend it. Then I'm gonna go back with my foundation and clean it up. So just trust the process. Here I'm seeing I got my desired look, and now I'm gonna copy it into my other eyelid, so you're not gonna see much of what I'm doing because I'm just redoing what I already did. Now that I've got the desired look, I'm gonna go in with my foundation, taking a small flat brush and clean up any areas of eyeshadow that aren't to my liking. I'm just going to take a larger flat brush and I'm going to blend out that foundation that I put down to cover up some of that pink eyeshadow. Now I'm going to go back in using my blending brush and I'm going to add a little bit more pink just to get the colors to my liking. I really want that pink to show up behind the gold glitter. Now I'm going to take a small flat brush and I'm going to go in with my concealer and I'm going to conceal under my eyes, my chin, above my lip, and in between my eyebrows, on my forehead, and down the center of my nose. Once I'm finished adding my concealer, I'm going to take my Wet Beauty blender and I'm going to blend it out. Using my Wet Beauty blender has made my concealer blend so much smoother and the color difference isn't as harsh. When you're putting concealer on these areas, it tends to be lighter than your skin complexion, about a shade or two. So when I use my Wet Beauty blender, it helps to dial down the tone of the color. Now I'm going to take my Airspun translucent loose powder and I'm going to set the concealer that I just put down. Once I'm done putting on the loose powder, I'm going to take my e.l.f. contour palette. I'm going to use the darkest shade there is, and I'm going to just carve out my nose and my cheekbones. Now that I've finished with my contour, I'm going to take my fluffy brush and I'm going to knock off that loose powder. I didn't like how light the powder looked, so I'll go back in with my Wet Beauty blender and I'll just blend on top of that loose powder. Once I'm done blending the powder, I'm going to immediately begin blending out my contour, starting with my nose and following with my cheekbones. Once I'm done with my contour, I'm going to go in with my highlighter. I'm using the Maybelline Master Chrome in the color Molten Topaz. I'm going to take my fan brush and I'm going to use only the end. And I'm going to put a good amount and then I'm going to highlight my cheekbones and put a small amount on my nose. Here I was trying to show you guys the highlight, but the lighting wasn't bright enough for it to show. Here I'm gonna take my blush palette, the Juvia's Place Volume 1, and my angle brush. I like to use the top color, and I'm just gonna add back some color into my face. Once I had my blush, I was thinking, I need something to bring this more together. And I would use my lashes. I love big lashes. So here I'm using these lashes that my mom got me. She ordered them from Amazon. I can put the link in the description if anyone wants them. I chose to use the wider lashes. They give a more movie glitz and glam look. So I'm gonna apply my lashes using the Kiss adhesive with aloe. Once my lashes are on, I'm going to use the Maybelline Line Express in the color brownish black to line my lips. It's actually a eyeliner, but this is a better, deeper brown than my actual lip liner, so this is the one I like to use. Once my lips are lined, I'm going to go in with the concealer and I'm going to put it where I want my color to be. I'm going to be using an eyeshadow to create a pink lip look. I'm going to be using my Morphe palette, the Fierce by Nature that I use for my eyelids. And I'm going to go in with that pink color right on top of the concealer. So here the lip look is coming together, but a little more pink. It's kind of dull compared to the eyeshadow on my eyelids. So I'm just going to add another coat of the eyeshadow on top of the concealer. And then I'm going to add my lip gloss to make the colors pop. Once I'm done with the lip gloss, I'm going to go in with my foundation. I'm going to clean up around the edges of my lips where the liner is. And I'm going to go back in with my liner and darken the line of my lips because once I put on the lip gloss, it kind of rubbed away. Now that my look is complete, I'm going to take my Maybelline Lasting Fix Setting Spray and spray that all over. I'm going to fan it to help it to dry quicker. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time.